Check it out, you're on Burn TV. My name is Big Gord. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a multi-purpose journalist, long-time follower of the South African music scene and the music scene in general. Of course, I've been involved with projects like Make Some Noise, been to Burn many times, and I tend to travel the country with rock bands that invite me along for chaotic parties and good times. Now, I was asked to comment on the music scene. It's a little bit broad, I think, to comment on the music scene at large, because in South Africa we have such a segmented music market. Obviously, the Kwaito, R&B, hip-hop market, that's an entity in unto itself, and there's a huge market for that kind of thing. Those guys, very lucrative. Afrikaans music as well, huge. A guy like Steve Hofmeyer, Bok van Black, that other kind of nonsense. They've got a massive market. What I find is ironic about the South African music scene, everybody always wants to bitch about the South African music scene, but my big issue is that where the largest pool of talent is, where the most creative, original, capable kids are playing tunes, and other than kids, obviously bands that have been established for a long time, like 16 Stitch and Pestroy, with whom I'm traveling on tour as an embedded journalist this weekend. There's just such a massive pool of talent, and guys doing such innovative, world-class, world-standard stuff. But a really small yet dedicated group of fans that obviously follow. But for the most part, as far as the radio stations, the TV stations, the big promotional concerts go, these guys get very little recognition. You'll see an international act like Korn come to South Africa, or for instance Metallica, and they'll have Prime Circle time and time again opening for them. I mean, they could bring Slipknot out and the Parlotones would open. When there's bands like Bloodline who just absolutely fucking shred and lacerate the metal like any kind. They could take on Hatebreed, throw down any band from that kind of sphere. And also Pestroy, if it was an indicative sign of a band's capabilities, how much money they made, Pestroy would own a couple of islands by now. But they get very little support from radio because they're not prepared to make a sellout song, and they bankroll their own tours and they bankroll overseas missions themselves. The kind of thing is sort of a self-propagating monster, and for me, that's my big problem with the scene.
People of Durban, hear me now. Check it out, my name is Big Gord from FHM Magazine, and it's my job to brief you and adequately prepare you for what is about to go down. Now, there's not a lot of you out here, because every motherfucker upstairs doesn't know what's happening. You should call your friends, you should SMS them, tell them to come pack the floor up, because you motherfuckers are going to need some help. Now, we're covering this story for FHM, myself, photographer, our boy Gillo Fabulous, the video king. We've traveled the land to PMB last night, and of course Durban tonight. And we wanted some evidence of whether or not you cats know how to party. And let me tell you, PMB set the bar pretty fucking high last night. So if you're going to defeat the people of Pietermaritzburg with your rock and roll, now's the time to do it. How many of you cats would like to see Pestroy play? Anyone? Not hell of a convincing. Others, do you want to go get some drinks, have some dinner? You guys, if you want to hear Pestroy play, you're going to have to make some fucking noise. In that case, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please warm your necks and your spines, put all women and children to the side and make some noise for motherfucking Pestroy! Motherfuckers ready to jump? Here we go.
But at the same time, it's a reflection, as I say, on the quality that we have. And bands like Fuzzy Gish are just as good as anybody out there. I'm obviously a lot more familiar with the Joburg scene and a lot of the Cape Town bands, Hog Hoggity Hog. In Joburg, we've got the New Academics bringing the funk side of things, along with a new band like Newtown. There's guys playing hardcore tunes, a big emerging hardcore scene in Joburg, a lot of head bandanas and skinny jeans, crotches all over the place, very angry young men singing about the way things should be.
Yeah. Right, check it out. I'm not sure everyone here understands the real severity of the present situation. It's a three-pronged invasion of your city. We've got Pestroy. Give it up for fucking Pestroy. Of course, my boys 16 Stitch about to play now, and myself, Big Gord from FHM Magazine. We're doing a story on your little party, trying to test how much mental you guys actually have. But before we continue with the show, very important announcement. I'd like to call my good friend Paulie from 16 Stitch. Just come stand up, Paulie. Show them how handsome you are. Now Paulie, aside from being a very talented, handsome guitarist, is also celebrating his 25th birthday today. 25 years of age. Give it up for Paulie. And we have a very special competition going on. Paulie's going to judge the competition and announce the winner at the end of the show. We've got a Pestroy t-shirt, and of course a 16-stitch t-shirt to give to the lady with the nicest breasts that shows her breasts to Paulie during the 16-stitch set. So you need to get ready for that. Ladies, please to the front with your breasts out, we would appreciate it. And bear in mind, the shirts are size small, just something to think about. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, make some motherfucking noise for 16 Stitch!
And also, and I'm not sure if it's the kind of thing that the Burn crowd would be interested. I myself am a hip-hop drum and bass and breakbeats MC, so we bring international acts out in Joburg all the time as well. Also very underground. You know, we'll get a few hundred kids in that are super dedicated to it, and nobody else will take any notice. We're bringing out Diesel Boy, who sells literally millions of records. And that's the kind of thing we need to address, I think, in South African music. A demo of rhyming? Nah, bro, you'll have to pay the cover charge, man. I'm past doing it for free. If you watched the Channel O Sprite MC Africa Battle Championships recently, you would have seen me made the semi-finals of the South African Battle Champs, but like 8 Mile only cool. As for Burn, Burn's an institution. I mean, we long before I was working at any of the media places I work now, who I shall not name due to the fact that the opinions that I'm giving in this interview are mine and mine alone, and should not be affiliated to any company that I represent, have represented, or will in future represent. But I've been to Burn a couple of times. The old Burn, we've been kicked out of there several times, banned from there, let back, welcomed with open arms. With Pestroy, this Burn, the other Burn, it's a really good time. I think you oaks at Burn should think about some goddamn air conditioning. But other than that, they haven't put a finger wrong. It's a haven for people who keep it real and like to keep it real. So good luck to Burn. Long may they prosper. And we'll be here every time we get down to Durban. Keep watching Burn TV. Keep it locked to metal.
Alright, that's what you call going fucking hard, right? What happened to you?
I think it's dislocated, bro. Fuck.
Your knee?
It's fucked up.
It's fucked up.
It's fucked.
At least you went down well.
Oh,
man.
Alright,
The first time.
we'll get him sorted out. Second time, eh?
Second time.
Yeah, well, his nickname is H-Stitch. Yeah. Alright, never mind 16 Stitch, this is H-Stitch. Cheers guys, thanks.